All right, Shalom, brothers. All praises goes to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Makakwadash. Double honors goes to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, from whom I learn the truth. And much love and peace and blessings goes out to all the hopeful elect brothers that are teaching the word of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. So basically, there's going to be a lesson. I'm not sure of the exact title I'm going to give it, but it basically is going to go into the understanding of having children, the order of the Most High, having sons, I should say having sons and daughters, and more importantly, the sons, because the sons are the strength of your nation. The sons are your strength, and your daughters are your basically a relief, or your they aid in building the nation, right? By producing children. But when you look at this modern society, it's been conditioned for our women, when you look at the Black, Hispanic, and Native American women, to kill their children before they come out the womb, especially when they have they get impregnated by their male counterparts, meaning a so-called Negro or a Native American or a Hispanic man. A lot of these women abort their children, and it goes back to the curses that Yahweh Shemar Shai placed upon us, that we will be without knowledge of self. Because in the ancient world, children were looked at as a blessing, as a joy. And if our people understood this concept, they wouldn't be as destroyed as a people as they are. Because look, when you have a multitude of children, that brings fear upon your enemies, right? Because all a nation is a interconnected tribes, which boils down to family, and which boils down to the heads of each family, which are men, and then the his wives, and then his children. So the more children and sons you have, the greater chance of survival you have. And that's why Yahweh Bashim Yahushai had decreed this amongst the Israelites, that we were to be fruitful and multiply. And now being under the rulership of the devil, the so-called white man, he pushes it to our people. Especially you look at the Democratic Party. The black woman needs access to Planned Parenthood and abortions. And why the hell is that? Because he wants the black woman to destroy the black man's seed, the so-called black man's seed, which is the Judite. Okay? Because that weakens us. Gotta understand that abortion is a deadly tool to nation building. And that's why, we're not a nation as it stands, man. The nation is getting built back up through the believers of Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai died for this very reason, that us brothers could be risen up in this last day. And what comes with that is the knowledge of first obedience to the Most High. But with that obedience comes, family building. It comes loving your brother. It comes economics. It comes with it conduct, how you conduct yourselves amongst the world. Okay? Thinking tactical, reasoning and wisdom, and gaining knowledge and understanding. Okay, and a lot of brothers get into the physical aspects of their manlyhood, which is working out, physics, their diet, their everything like that. That's all incorporated within this knowledge. But one aspect can't be taken out, which is the fact of children. Now we know, you got to understand, we live in a society where it's kind of in a deplorable situation to have children, because our women are destroyed. So when you have children, or sons or daughters, by most of these women in America, you kind of are in a fucked up predicament, because you're not able to fully push your vibration to your son or your daughter. So it's through the miracles and the mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that we were even born as men in this society, and we're being able to rise up and as men of the nation, as prophets, and prophesy to our people and teach them these things. Because if it was of Esau Edom and his program, we'll be through. Just trying to get in college, we'll be selling dope, all these different things. Trying to join the military and get a wife and your wife leaves you 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the line, divorce you. Look at Dr. Dre. His wife just divorced him. He's worth 800 million. And his wife is going to take half of that. So, marriage and all that type of things is somewhat grievous in this life. But when things are in order, when you have sons and daughters, it aids you. Because think about this. If we as men in this truth, 40 years ago, if our fathers had been sterile or so forth, how would we even be born? You know what I'm saying? But it's through the mercies of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that these things exist. So there are certain concepts that go with this. So this is I'm in the bathroom doing a video. It says, yeah, and you brothers here, sometimes it be like that. I'm sitting here in the bathroom trying to do a video and shit, man. It's, But any way possible, you got to get this word out for the Akim. But anyway, back to these scriptures. It says, Ecclesiasticus chapter 30. Salaki. This is chapter 30 and verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. And that's what the enemy doesn't want. That's what Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, doesn't want. He doesn't want us to teach our sons. Because if we teach our sons, it's grievous unto him. Because we teach our sons of what? Of the understanding of that who is our enemy, of understanding of the atrocities committed by Esau, Edom, of the understanding that we are the chosen people. All these things are grievous unto Esau because for hundreds of years, he has gained notoriety by proclaiming himself as a false image, by calling himself the Jew. When he's not a Jew, he's an Amalekite, an Edomite. You see? And that's why this man would abhor to have us have sons in this place to teach to teach them this information, and even go as far as to teach other brothers to be on the internet, because you have the concept of spiritual sons as well. It says, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son, Salakia, and before his friends, he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he as though he were not dead. You see, and that's what you call a legacy. Let's look up the word legacy. Legacy. What is a legacy? A thing handed down by a predecessor. Because one of the definitions goes into money, but it's just anything, any particular thing. Okay, so in that, when your father or your ancestors are no longer around, you have something to hold on to. And this is what, look, this so-called white man, all our enemies, they want us destitute. And before his friends, he shut Salakia. Verse 4 again, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead. For he hath left one behind him that is like himself. And you got to understand, this is why you have tactics like COINTELPRO, like different agents set up by Esau to disrupt this transfer of information from your teacher to your student, from father to son, so that when our young children, our young boys look on TV, they idolize these celebrities, these rappers and ball players that promote homosexuality and sodomy. They want to distract our young men from hearkening unto the truth. Why? Because it will be grievous for this devil, for our men to understand. But nonetheless, given all these tactics by Esau, Israel is waking up. You have a certain number of men, of Israelite men, that are destined to wake up to the truth. And Esau can't do anything about it, you know? But yet, if you look at it all in all, you understand the counterproductivity behind destroying your children while they're in the womb. It's because, look, when you actually have a son and you teach him, you're growing your legacy, you're growing your army. You're growing your ability to survive in the generations to come. It says, while he lived and saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avengers against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. You see? And that's what you leave behind. You leave behind, when you have sons and you teach them and you bring them up, you have ones that can revenge your enemies, that can build amongst your friends and your friends' descendants. You see what I mean? But the opposite is applied when you don't teach. And you see, Esau has these various tactics, such as the men working all day, such as taking the man out the household, so that you can't raise your son with your mindset. This whole concept of a matriarchy, where women get power. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. I'm in here. Give me a minute. So let's go to Psalm 127 and 3. It says, "Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward." See? So when you have children, they come, that's a direct heritage of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because understand this, your children, that's not the first time they were living on earth. They were here before. And they were just spirits that the Lord gave you so you can guide them in truth. Just like, because you had that same spiritual link to brothers that are learning from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. It's all a part of our heritage. It says, as arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are the children of the youth. You see? So your children are like the arrows of a mighty man. A mighty man, arrows, they kill, they destroy their enemies. Likewise, your sons, if you have so. It says, happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. So you see, it's always a correlation between your sons, and that if you go into that word for children, is sons. Is a Hebrew word would be banyam. It's always a correlation between your sons and your enemies, because your sons are your army. Your sons are the defense of your nation. They're what protects the city. They're what protects the knowledge. They're what protects if you have libraries and markets and such. And in this, as the Israelites are in this condition, we don't have, the things as far as physically we did in the ancient world, but it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual aspect, because the sons of Israel are being raised up as we speak and are cursing out the so-called white man. Where would we be if it wasn't for our mothers and fathers, which Yahweh Shem Shai gave to us? That's why the scriptures say, honor thy mother and father, and thus shall it go well with thee, and you shall basically have long life. You have to honor your mother and father. You can't be a guy that's in the truth would look at your mother and father with some type of hatred. We know a lot of our parents got demons on them, but they're your parents for a reason. And this reason why that commandment was instituted, because while you were a child, they raised you up to, be who you are today. And if not anything, they were the reason why you came into this earth. But nonetheless, as it stands, how much more to your spiritual parents? So children are a concept within itself that our people don't talk about. They're just focused on getting bitches and the flyest gear and things like that. A bunch of madness. So this is Second Chronicles chapter 7 verse 1. And this is chronicling the men of war that were of the sons of Israel that came from the different tribes. And this is listing Issachar's tribe. And this Issachar would be the so-called Mexicans today. All right, they were mighty men in the ancient world. First Chronicles chapter 7 verse 1, it says, now the sons of Issachar were Tola and Pua and Jashub and Shimron 4. And the sons of Tola, Uzi and Rephiah and Jeriel and Jemai and Jibsam and Shemuel, the heads of their father's house, to wit of Tola. So this was the structure in the ancient world. You had men which stood as the head of the households, to wit of Tola. They were valiant men of might in their generations, whose number was in the days of David 220,600. So of Issachar, from the time of Issachar, from his sons populated until the time of David, by the time David was on the scene, there was 220,000 sons of Issachar. It says, and the sons of Uzi, Izrahiah, and the sons of Izrahiah, Michael and Obadiah and Joel. Aishaiah, 5, all of them chief men. And with them, let's look up some of these Hebrew words. Let's look up the word for chief. And the word for chief is Ra'ash, and goes into being a head, because the same word for head is Ra'ash. And some of the different definitions for it is the head, whether literal or figurative, band, beginning, captain, chief. Okay, excellent, first. So meaning amongst these different sons of Issachar, the men named were chief men. They had a ranking system, making decisions. It says, and with them by their generations after the house of their fathers, because the nationality is in Israel is always, and in the eyes of the Most High, is always paternally. That's why it says after the house of their fathers, were bands of soldiers for war, 36,000 men, for they had many wives and sons. So of the sons of Tola, Salakia. Of the sons of Uzi, which was the son of Tola, which was the son of Issachar, there were 60,000 men ready for war. Imagine that. But then here it is, the Hispanic woman is so concerted, especially look at the black woman, we're killing her children. But then when you look at it from the ancient world perspective, those young boys were raised to be warriors. It says they were mighty men. Look up that word mighty men. It goes into, let's go to, it said they were valiant men of might in their generations, right? So let's go to where it says valiant men. When it says valiant men, it says, by implication, a warrior, a tyrant, a champion. And if you go, the word tyrannus, it goes into a king. That comes from the Greek. It says a champion, a chief. champion, just like when you hear about stories like Hercules, though we know it was fictional, but even King David, that's more accurate. King David killed tens of thousands of men. Gotta understand that. Now, we don't get into the carnal aspect so much because it's a reason why the Lord broke us down to this level that we are. We're through as a nation. We don't have these 10,000, 60,000 mighty men like we did, like we did in the ancient world for a reason. You know, we had 100,000, 200,000 mighty men that was able to go to war, go to battle, fucking shit up. But you see, our weakness now is made into strength through Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai makes us mighty again, so we're able to fight through the spirit. We're fighting spiritual warfare. We're mighty spiritually through Yahweh Shai. So like I said, that word for mighty men was, our valiant men was Gawabar, or Gabawar, and let's look up for of might. It says Chayal, and it says probably a force, whether of men, means, or other resources, meaning they were numerous and they had strength. Okay. Strength, might, efficiency, wealth, army. Strength, ability, efficiency, wealth, force, army. So they were efficient. They had ability. These men could, you know, they knew how to use swords and shields and bows and arrows and slay men. Look, the art of fighting, that's a science in itself, and our men in the ancient world understood that. So this is the last scripture I'm gonna get, because we understand now that all of this concepts that we speak of is translated to a spiritual aspect. The mighty men of David, they live today. The mighty men that were joined to King David, they're on the earth today. If you believe, if you can understand that. But yet, what? They're spiritual warriors. We're spiritual warriors because we fight these demonic influences. We teach in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's what the Lord called us to do. So it's a spiritual fight, and it's not. It's a different level of difficulty. It says 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 3. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." So it's not like in the ancient world where David went out and fought, taking out Hamites. It's spiritual warfare. It says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and everything that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach." See? So it's not our sons, so to speak, our men of our nation are not waging, well, I should say the elect men. Because the Israelites, as it stands, are through. The 2/3, most of our men are finished. But as far as the sons of Israel that are being raised up, in truth, it's not a physical warfare that we're fighting. It's spiritual warfare now. Spiritual battle. But where would we be if we were just destroyed in the womb? Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai preserved us. So this is an understanding that our people got to get, that the Most High, he sets up the sons of his people so that his people could be exalted. The sons they're the fighters. They carry on your name from generation to generation. So where would we be if we were just destroyed? We wouldn't exist. If it wasn't for any man of Israel being on the earth, we would not exist. We would be through. Okay? So with that, all praises goes to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Kakodash, and Shalom.